A little different presentation, if you will. You can see up there, we're going to be talking about a bridge, a Route 166 bridge replacement. The mayor and I attended a meeting, a local officials briefing with the county engineer, the borough, the town administrator, Young Guardian, Toms River, the DOT officials, and the assigned DOT consultant, which is Urban Engineers. This was last Friday. They updated us on the planned and forthcoming Route 166 bridge replacement. Now, you can follow the arrows here, if you will. One bridge is right here, and the other one is right here. Okay, both on the northbound section. All right. Everybody, can you see this as well? Just make sure. Okay, I'll turn it backwards so you can see it too. But everybody understand where we're at right now? Yes. Okay. So what's happening is these bridges were built in 1928. All right. They are structurally deficient. They are not crumbling, but they are deficient. They've lasted their life cycle. The DOT is planning with engineers and county to make sure that it's going to be replaced. There are some concerns with this. We are happy that it's going to be replaced, obviously, but one of the concerns we have, and we addressed this in the meeting, is traffic. Okay. There are 3 different options right now presenting. I'm not going to show you what they are yet because they have to be sent to us. All right, so I don't have a PDF on that aspect, but I can tell you what we're looking at right now. There is, the most concerning that we don't want is a full block off of northbound traffic on Route 166, AM and PM, for 2 years. This bridge replacement will last 2 years. It will start around March of 22. It will end around March of 24. It's a full 2 years replacement. They are asking the DOT. They're asking for the DOT. They're asking the DOT for an expedited process with multiple crews so that they can reduce the congestion in traffic by several months. Anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and that would include something like, instead of 8 or 12-hour shifts, it would be 16, 18, or full 24-hour shifts going around the clock during this entire process. The other traffic aspect would be going from Route 9 over to Beechwood, Route 9 and the Parkway, and coming back to downtown. It fully goes around the 166 area. That is primarily to go to the downtown, northbound aspects of it. It's one option. Right? The other one is a completely local bound, where they would essentially they would go up 166, and then they would go to Herflicker. And Herflicker would be 2 ways during that period of time, and then each of the cross streets, like Iron and the other one, would be one-way directionals to facilitate the traffic going through downtown. The problem is there won't be any eastbound traffic on West Water Street. That's not going to happen. So you won't be able to go from the west side downtown to the marina. You're going to have to go to a little bit out of the way, maybe 37 and downwards. You won't be able to come from the hospital going all the way through. So it will be very congested. It will be, we're kind of trying to find a way we can reduce that traffic, and while making the traffic go to our businesses during this entire time. It's an issue to make sure that we are going to be able to accommodate that while we get the bridges done, because for 2 years we can't leave our businesses stagnant. The transition, so dealing with the traffic aspect is one thing. The downtown Toms River, they will be redoing some of the streets downtown at the same time, the sidewalks, which is going to make even more. It's a good thing, but it's going to make this whole thing a little bit of a Band-Aid ripping off. Okay, so we have to be very patient during this time. The traffic's going to increase, and then they did mention the pending redevelopments that will start to happen at some point. They did show conceptuals. The conceptuals were presented. It did show residential there in Toms River, and based on what is going to be approved, that is only going to increase the traffic and population. So that's what we have. Mayor, Council, do you have any questions on kind of what's been presented so far?
So we don't have an idea yet what they're going to do.
Well, of their traffic, the traffic.
I mean, you listed some options, so we don't know which option they're running with.
So right now, these are the three that's been presented. They briefed us on the three types of traffic patterns that are going to happen. It's up to us to raise the concerns, and we did that at the meeting to ensure that the northbound traffic on 166 is not going to be blocked off for 2 years, because it's
Yeah.
AM and PM for 2 years. So we put that out there. The DOT, the county engineer, everybody is well aware of our opposition to that.
And who has the final say? They do?
It's going to be the DOT and the county engineer. They did mention the ability to have signs, the detour signs only for the state road, but allow the local traffic to come as well. But that still can throw some people off.
Yeah.
It's a concern that we're gonna have to address. The good thing is it's not gonna happen for 2 years, so we have 2 years to address it. But between the traffic increase, it's gonna be like a Band-Aid being ripped off.
So, Joe, they said it's gonna be a 2-year project?
A full 2-year project.
Are they sure it's not gonna be like the other part of 166
downtown,
that we
yeah.
had going on?
So that was a joke that was ongoing during the entire meeting, sir. Yes, and the reason why we were addressing like that, because of that fiasco, honestly, that's why we are requesting, along with engineers, for enhanced hour shifts, or multiple crews to handle that. So, yes, we are planning to try to reduce that. Even though it's on
I wanna
the
see them
side.
start this and finish it, and then start it, disappear, and then come back a year later and say, okay, we're gonna finish it now.
They anticipate if we do have increased shifts or crews, they could potentially reduce the closure by up to 6 months. They said 3 to 6 months.
Until they see what the money effect is, and then they're gonna say, no, we're gonna have to go the other way.
Yeah, it depends. One of the things is available money by the DOT and whether or not they consider it emergent. There are hundreds of bridges throughout the state that are considered in worse shape emergent, and therefore this one is not prioritized, even though it is in planning for replacement.
Gotcha.
So, any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I have some comments I'd like to make on this project. I attended the bridge replacement briefing downtown Tom River. And at that time, a conceptual drawing was brought in by Tom's River Town Administrator and the Tom's River Township Planner. And the conceptual showed a high-rise multi-story building in the shape of a horseshoe on the parcel of the former red roof inn area. Their planner specifically stated the original design was for about 500 units and mixed use. Now, the conceptual that was presented to all of us attending at this meeting, to the council by Mr. Capitagli, was not approved by the council, and it's an increase of density to 1,000 residential units with no mention of mixed use. It was further stated by the town administrator, Tom Zur, that there's acceptable offers on the table for the post office to move, opening up a larger parcel right across the street, which will be fully owned by the township, in addition to the 2 parking parcels on Lean Street, which will also be residential. This has the ability of easily increasing the downtown population by over 5,000 people within 5 years. Now, I'm concerned for my residents in my town and our neighboring towns for the quality of life issues with this overdevelopment plans within a 2-mile radius of each other. South Tom Zur has plans for 360 residential units. Manitoba Park has another 50 to 60 units being built at this time. Berkeley Township's planning for another 600 units along the Route 9 corridor. Tom Zer's plans for the high rise and 1,000 units, potentially increasing to 5,000 units in the future. And this is not included the redevelopment and the pending removal of the downtown post office and the pending plans to turn up the public parking lots along Lean Street into high-rise affordable housing. Unless we fight these plans, the only vision I can see is a metropolis, a most valued urban community setting where the infrastructure is unsustainable. Our municipal, state, and county road system will be crippled by gridlock. where there's a market influx of a potential 5,000 family units coming from this planned development, I believe we're at a crossroads of increasing the population to a potentially hazardous level and detrimentally affecting our town and our neighboring municipalities and its ability to accommodate this rapid influx of residential housing. And I'm not really sure of where you're getting the influx of 5,000 residents from who we're attracting here, but I'm concerned for overdevelopment with the gridlock that's gonna occur within a 2-mile radius of our town and our surrounding neighboring towns. That's all I had to say on that.
Next portion of the agenda is